when you have the right guidance. I'm Ruby, a passionate IELTS instructor of over 2 years. I've taught students from all parts of the world with proven result of 7.5 to 8.5 band score on a consistent basis. Most of my students are now fulfilling their work, study, and relocation dreams all over the world, and I'm sure that you are next. So, in this video, I'll be sharing with you everything you need to know about IELTS, everything, and all that you need to know about preparing for IELTS examination. So, come with me. Let's start. Examining bodies. We have the British Council and the IDP. The British Council is the most popular and they are very consistent. They have almost every week scheduled for one exam or the one examination or the other. IDP is also well recognized. Both British Council and IDP are acceptable across the globe, just that British Council is more popular. And of course, British Council is a bit expensive compared to IDP. Moving into the examination types, we have the general IELTS and the academic IELTS. It is very important that you know which one you are to sit for so that you don't register for the wrong examination. Let's talk about the differences. General IELTS examination, these are for people who are going outside the country to work, either to work or just for relocation or immigration purposes. Probably you are relocating with your family and they just want to test your English proficiency. Then you need a general IELTS. Or if you got a job and then you want to move, you need a general IELTS. Academic IELTS is for those who are going outside the country to study, and also sometimes for people in the medical line. So sometimes if you are a nurse, you are a doctor, and you want to work outside the country, academic might be required. So it is important that you confirm with whoever is helping you with your processing to know which particular one is required. Other reasons why people write IELTS is for self-development purposes, professional use, and so on. Let's talk about the exam dates and location. You have the right to choose when you want your examination period to be. With British Council, for instance, you are able to say, oh, I want to write next week. All you need to do is to check out for the available dates next week. You can decide to write in a month's time. All you have to do is to check for available dates and choose the one that works with you. Talking about different locations, there are certain locations for certain types of the IELTS examination. We'll still get to the UKVI part, but some states in Nigeria, for instance, do not write UKVI. For instance, in Ogun State, you cannot write UKVI. You have to go to Lagos. It's also available in Abuja. But every other test types are available in almost every part of the world. Now coming up talking about examination registrations. This can be done by yourself. All you need to ensure is that you go to the official website of whether British Council or IDP. And be careful not to make mistakes. This is why most people outsource. Some people enter the wrong email address, some other persons don't capture their passport very well, so it's rejected and all of that. This is why some people outsource so that they don't make mistakes. Exam expiry. IELTS examination lasts for 2 years. So that means that for 2 good years, your result is still valid. Now, let's talk about the differences in the IELTS question types. I mentioned that we have the general for those going to work and the academic for those going to study. Now, there are two major differences in the question types. Every other thing is the same, but the major differences are the writing task 1. In general IELTS, your writing task 1 is simply letter writing. And that letter can be formal, informal, or semi-formal, nothing more. But for academic, the writing task 1 can be a pie chart, a bar graph, a map, a table, can be a process image, and so many more. But none will catch you by surprise because you must have studied all before sitting for the examination. And it's very straightforward. It's a game of observation, like I do say. Moving to the second major difference between the general IELTS and the academic IELTS, that is the reading passage. Reading passages in the general IELTS are social topics, health related topics, food related topics, topics that are very relatable, things you can relate with, right? Unlike the academic, that can be research work, you know, reports from um, can be reports from magazines, newspapers, it can be anything, right? And sometimes they can be boring, right? But of course, once you've mastered the art of answering your questions, you will not have any problem with the academic reading. Let's move forward. Which one is UKVI? I mentioned UKVI the other time. UKVI is simply for those going to the United Kingdom. Now, when processing your, traveling or relocation, you must have decided where you are going before writing the IELTS. If you know that you are going to the UK, then you have to write IELTS UKVI. This is different from academic or general. Academic or general is based on what you want to use it for. So if you are going to UK to study, you are writing academic UKVI. If you are going to UK to work, you are writing general UKVI. But if you are going to Canada, US, or any other country, not UKVI, I mean not UK, then you do not need UKVI. You do not. You just need the normal IELTS, whether it's now general or academics. I hope you got that. Please confirm that before registering so that you do not register for the wrong one because UK will not accept an IELTS result that is not UKVI. So moving on to CBT or PPT, computer based test or CBT or PPT. CBT is computer based test and PPT is paper pencil test. The PPT result is released in 13 days while the CBT result is released in 3 days. So you want to ask, what is PPT? PPT is paper pencil. That is when you have your hard copy question paper and a pen to write. While CBT is the one you use the laptop or computer to work with. Of course, it will be provided for you. CBT. Now, a popular question is which one is best? As far as I am concerned, I always recommend PPT, but of course, CBT is not bad if you do the needful. I recommend PPT because take the reading for instance, you are able to underline, circle, eliminate, and so on. Meanwhile, for CBT, you are not able to do such, right? But then, if you know that you are the computer guru, like you are good with computer, you are very versatile with it, then fine, you can go with it. But the needful is that you must prepare with it. Some people prepare with paper pencil, but they go to the examination hall to write CBT. It will be confusing. Take the writing for instance. You did not practice your typing speed and then you want to write CBT. So if you know that you are going from CBT, from the start of your preparation, always type your answers, type your writing, type your listening, type everything so that you are already used to it. But if you are going for PPT, practice with paper, pencil. That way you will not be caught off guard. Another reason why CBT may not be very advisable is if you are not very familiar with typing. Typing speed will affect your writing if you are not good with typing. Also, the tension of the time counting down on the system is another pressure on its own compared to 30 minutes more, 20 minutes more that we normally hear in the PPT examination center. All right, so it's yours to make your choice. Let's now dive into the reading test itself. We know that the IELTS is a test